Police unions represent law enforcement officers in negotiating better working conditions, legal assistance, advocacy for policies, training, and support services. The debate on police union reform centers on concerns about their influence over policies, collective bargaining agreements' impact on officer accountability, the balance between officer rights and transparency, the need for increased accountability and transparency, the influence on police culture and accountability, and the challenge of balancing officer rights with accountability and public trust. Overall, the conversation highlights the importance of addressing systemic issues within policing to promote fair and effective practices.
It seems that the police unions are there to protect the rank and file in police departments. However, all of these protections seem to have a negative effect on those who the police are charged with serving. Let's do a deep dive on the negative effects that these protected ones have on the public.
In many studies across the nation, experts are saying that police unions have a negative effect on society as the right to arbitrate or the presence of a contract empowers police officers to commit both crimes and misconduct over and over as they prevent the officers from receiving any meaningful consequences for their behavior.
Police unions, police associations operate very differently than what we might think of as a classic union. These are institutions which every single day are working to shield their members from their type of accountability. Police unions have injected over $50 million into elections since 2012, $50 million to help inform who's gonna be the DA, or who's gonna be the mayor, or who's gonna be on the city council. Police unions have proven time and time again that the only thing they care about is ensuring that police officers have more opportunity to control, harm, and hurt us without actually having any accountability whatsoever.
A recent University of Chicago working paper found violent misconduct among sheriff's officers increased about 40% after a state Supreme Court ruling allowed the officers to unionize. The incidents examined in this paper are among the most serious types of violent misconduct, including sexual assault and excessive force. It's worth noting the baseline numbers of these types of incidents are very low, such that the 40% increase translates into roughly one additional violent incident per sheriff's office every 5 years. Certain union-negotiated contract provisions, including time limits on misconduct investigations, expungement of misconduct records, and mechanisms allowing officers to challenge disciplinary findings, make it more difficult to detect and punish officers who abuse their position.
This is part of a collective bargaining agreement between the city of Gahanna, Ohio, and the FOP. It appears they embrace the need for immediate statements. We do know as people that the more time that goes by between an occurrence and the statement we give, our recollection diminishes. The more time that goes by also gives people more opportunity to fit the facts to a narrative that may not be true in nature. Citizens can engage in advocacy efforts to influence police accountability and collective bargaining negotiations for reform. In other words, citizens should make their voice heard so that the police don't get too many protections to violate your rights. Participating in public input sessions allows citizens to provide feedback and suggestions for police conduct and oversight mechanisms. Citizens can utilize media platforms to raise awareness and shape public opinion on police accountability and reform. Ideas include writing a newspaper editorial, creating a voice on YouTube or Facebook, post in a blog. There are endless social media opportunities to speak up for what you believe. Forming coalitions with like-minded individuals and organizations can amplify the impact of advocacy efforts for police reform. Citizens can seek legal interventions to challenge police conduct and advocate for meaningful change. Taking electoral action, such as voting for candidates who prioritize police accountability, can influence reform efforts. Or you can be the candidate that makes the changes.
This video has given you a high-level overview of what leads to tyranny. To prevent this, please write a letter, speak your mind, march, run for office. Better yet, vote. We will will end this with a quote from Gerald Ford. "The police are the most visible symbol of the power of government. We cannot condone the use of that power to oppress, to tyrannize, or to intimidate the very people it is supposed to serve." Thank you for taking the time to watch my video. Please like, share, and subscribe. Many more good ones to come. Thank you for making this channel a budding success.